Hi, I'm Karl van Gelder here, play-by-play commentator for Florida Southern Athletics, and I'm here with head coach Ashley Holmes of men's soccer. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Looking forward to it.
And we got to start off with the schedule. You guys, just like the women's team, are traveling to start the season. Talk a little bit about what starting on the road does for a team.
I think it helps to bring us together, hopefully. We've got 16 new players, 16 returners, so a big emphasis in pre-season has been about trying to get that culture, trying to instill the values that we want from everyone, whether it's our starters, squad players, whether it's guys who stay at home, just try and really work on making sure that we're all on the same page. So I feel, again, it's unfortunate that some guys have to stay in Lakeland, but for the guys who are traveling, it'll be a good opportunity to get a little bit closer together and have some fun doing so.
And you mentioned the traveling. You guys have one break, you come back home for a single game, and you hit the road again for a while, and then return at the end of the season for a long home stretch. How are you going to try to use that structure of the schedule to really pick up steam near the end?
I think the way we've set it up, we've got a couple of games going to North Carolina, which is a conference and teams we haven't played for in a long time. I think the last time we went to Mount Olive was my senior year, so it was about 12, 13 years ago. And then we've got a couple of teams that we've played pretty regularly over the last few years. Christian Brothers, who I think were the first team out of the regional last year. Flagler, who made the regional tournament. And then we go straight into Lynn. So it was making sure that we had a couple of games that would test us, and then hoping that we go into conference battle ready for the demands of the SSC.
And you mentioned the caliber of opponents that you guys are going to play early, but you guys do have some returners coming back this year, like Pablo and like Darcy Moffitt, who have been guys that really contributed when they were on the field last year. How are you hoping to use those veterans again this season?
For sure, we've got some great leadership. I think we've got some guys who have maybe not got as many minutes as they probably would like to over the last few years, but are huge behind the scenes and just great kind of squad players. Wade Bode is going into his 5th year, and what he does away from just the actual playing field is massive for the program. Darcy pretty much led the conference in goals, so he's a real good returner. And then Lasse, Pablo, players like Josh Wank, Dylan, just really good leaders, seniors, and I'm excited about that senior group for sure.
And a big part of everywhere in college, whether it's soccer, football, or American football, whatever else you want to call it, is the transfer portal. You guys have a lot of new faces to pair with the old faces. Talk about some of those new additions that people can look forward to.
For sure, I think we've done a good job in terms of bringing in a balance. We've got a couple of grad players, we've got a couple of younger transfers, sophomores. We've got guys who seem hungry, maybe didn't get the playing time they wanted in different institutions, but fit the way that we want to play and kind of fit our values and our systems. So I think they've integrated into the group really well. I'm excited for the contributions that a lot of them can make, and right now the hardest thing is just every position seems to have competition, which is a great problem to have.
And you mentioned some of those newcomers, and a lot of those newcomers came from across the pond. You guys had a big trip this past year to really find talent and bring them over here. Talk a little bit about that.
For sure. So last season probably wasn't the season that we wanted. I realized that recruitment was going to be very important. We definitely got out and about. I spent a few weeks in Europe, working with some of our contacts who maybe I hadn't gone over and seen in a while, got to see players live. So a bunch of the Scandinavian boys I saw live in different showcases, tournaments, games, a couple of the English players. So I really felt that recruiting trip have helped establish maybe some of the decisions I made with recruiting, and credit to my staff. They've done a great job, and I'm really happy with the 16 guys we brought in.
And then there's a lot of different things that people can look forward to for this season. What's one thing that you would tell the supporters, hey, focus in on this because it's going to be really fun to watch?
I think we've got a lot of pace and power this year. I think last year we relied on one player to score a lot of our goals. I will be very, very surprised if that's going to be the same situation this year. So there's definitely a few players that I think will surprise a few people, and we're excited for them to get going and scoring goals.
And then finally, obviously a lot goes into a program, especially a program here at Florida Southern, to support the athletes and the coaches to have success on and off the field. Who are some people that you'd like to give a shout out to as we wrap this up?
I mean, we've got unbelievable alumni. They contribute off the field with donations. The program has come so far in the last 5-6 years with what we can give the guys in terms of their preparation after games. We're continually trying to upgrade our analysis, our performance and nutrition. So yeah, just a big shout out to all the alumni, and thank you for your contributions. And I'm really excited with the group we've got, and hopefully we can make them proud on the field.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Coach, and thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to stay tuned to fcmocs.com for all scores, news articles, updates, scheduled changes, all that stuff. And make sure to pull up here to Barron Field to watch your men's soccer team play. See you then.
Thanks very much.
Yeah,
Cheers.
thank you, Coach.